Hi, this is Kerry R. Tech with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the charts. What will I show? I want to start with a detailed chart that shows this. How should I put this? Where do I begin? 113.06 to 114 even. This is a base of a near-term support. Near-term for me is a 2 to 3 week time frame. You might even say mid-term support, because holding above 113.06 to 114 even, an area you can buy not only for the day, not only through next week, but even through the rest of October. Holding above that area will keep, of course, 120.19 in reach today, 125.68 in reach over the next 3 to 5 days, and over the next several weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, 132.62, and over the next 3 to 5 weeks, inside of 2 months or so, 144.27. Now, all of these can accelerate if we close above a key points on the way up. So let me go back to this chart and show that 120.19 is still a valid day tradable level. It did essentially contain Wednesday's highs. It may contain Thursday's highs, and we could fall back into the 113.06 to 114 even area on an intraday basis. But if we happen to, let's go with the scenario, the extreme scenario of actually opening above 120.19, because, we settled in the upper 118 area on Wednesday. And if we open today above 120.19, I think 125.68 is likely today. So that 3 to 5 day scenario I mentioned above 113.06, that could be today 125.68, where we could place a daily high. And 125.68 is an upward pivot point into next week. And so our 2 to 3 week target at 132.62 above 113.06, if over the next few days we close above 125.68, we've got just another few days to go before reaching 132.62. This rising channel top, able to contain weekly buying pressures when tested, and if settled above, would then indicate our longer term objective that I'm still holding to at 144.27 within another 1 to 2 weeks. And that is the big picture. So depending on your time horizon, if you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader, you're buying 113.06, 114 even, anticipating 125.68. And if you're a 2 to 3 week swing trader, you're buying 113.06, 114 even, anticipating 132.62. I'm going to leave it at that. And I think that covers the upside pretty well. I have mentioned that if we close back above 120.19, well, I will say, it's easy for me to say that we'd have a good weekly low, because this is the end of the week anyway. But I do think if we close above 120.19, not only should we test 125.68 pretty quickly within 1 to 3 days of doing so, but I do think it may be the sort of pull away factor once again to the upside, where we resume a more pronounced bullish framework as we continued through next week, the 132.62 area. If we close today above 120.19, there's your 132 right here, and climbing, yes, in the mid to upper 130s over the next week or so. You could see that being a 1 to 2 week target. If we close above 120.19 within a week or two, 132.62 in reach. Now, if you want to play it in stair-step fashion, I have no problem with that. In other words, closing above 120.19, you go long up to 125.68 within a day or two. Take your profits. If we close above 125.68, you go long again for another 1 to 3 days up to 132.62. Those are also valid approaches. And so this is where my analysis, you can sort of fit it into your approach. I don't like to dictate, your time horizon and your trading style. I think there's enough to glean from a chart where you can break it down into different time frames. Let's talk downside here today. that if we close below 113.06, then we do have a meaningful sell signal that should, over the next 1 to 2 weeks, we've fallen. Yeah, I'd say in 2 weeks, I think is likely where we would fall into the upper 90s. So closing below 113.06. If your time horizon is 2 to 3 weeks out, let's say, I see no good reason to stay long NVIDIA. In fact, you want to be short NVIDIA today with a settlement below 113.06. So what that really means is if it's you got 15 minutes to go and we're trading in the 111 or 112 handle, you could consider setting a short right on the on the close. Market on close, right? Or you could wait for the next day to see if you get an upward retracement into this 113.06 to 114 even area, which will be higher. And at that point, you would just sort of put a resting offer there hopefully the market will retrace up to your point, and then you can set a short and ride that out for the next 2 to 3 weeks into the upper 90s. However, there's a number of ways to go about doing this. It comes down to your comfort level, your trade execution. But I will say that closing today below 113.06, and this is where I really don't mind. You could scale into a short position. You could go market on close, just sort of go home short with the settlement below 113.06, because we could continue south. The futures market could get weak, and we could open much lower the next day. Obviously, we could also open much higher, but we could open much lower, in which case you're glad you set that short position the afternoon before. The 97.84 formation, this is an inside channel, then considered a 2 to 3 week target, likely within about 2 weeks. 97.84 combined with this trend line at 99.37, respectable midterm support, I'll say. Midterm for me is kind of like 3 to 5 weeks out to 2 months. From 97.84, we could rotate within 3 to 5 weeks back to what will then be a channel top that is presently in the mid 120s, right? And so, of course, the last thing I'm going to say about the downside is if over the next few weeks we close below 97.84, we have another 2 to 3 week sell signal down to 82.60. And this is long-term support going back to June, some 4 or 5 months, able to absorb selling through the rest of the year, possibly through the first quarter as we could rotate nicely off of that. But I don't expect to see 82.60 unless we close below 97.84, and I don't expect to see 97.84 unless we close below 113.06. Until then, 113.06 to 114 even is your bottom picking territory for the day and through the month of October. I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. You can see our daily SPY, our daily triple Q, our twice-a-week stock picks. This week, we already put one out on Occidental Petroleum that is behaving nicely in our favor. Also, Apple stock analysis on a weekly basis, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100. And you can see it all for free. And if you don't like what you see after 5 days, you can bail out at no cost to you forever whatsoever, because we offer a 5-day free trial. I cannot get my words straight today. I'm going to leave it at that for Thursday's NVIDIA report. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Fridays, and you have a great evening.